Hey guys, how's it going? Been a while since I made a video. Asked for Norm with me, I guess. I don't know if you've seen videos of mine before. A couple of them I've kind of just done tires and tube combinations for road bikes and cyclocross that I enjoy. Different rim styles and braking surfaces, braking pads and braking surfaces. And then I think probably my most popular video, even though it's maybe like 200 views, is putting a 53, or is it 54? I might have had a 54 video, a 54 to a 34, or sorry, 54, 39, and a 53 Q-ring to a 34 Q-ring, and even a standard ring, and just having no issues with that. That's probably my most popular video. But this video is really different. This one I've been trying to make for a couple weeks, I guess even a couple months now. So I used to live in Hinton, Alberta, and in the last 2.5 years I've finally moved to Jasper National Park, 45 minutes away. And I had many bikes. Did a little bit of amateur racing, but never enough to kind of go semi-pro or anything that great. Always work too much, and racing out here costs a lot of money, especially when you live 4 hours away from the city. I don't want to move the city. But so anyways, late July, we had 3 lightning strikes to the south of town. I think the closest one out of 3 was 26 kilometers away. The big one was 33 kilometers from town at Athabasca Falls. And the one closest to town, which was not a lightning strike, but something else. Not directly man-made, but it was natural causes that caused it. That one was about, I don't know, 5 minutes out of town. I don't know, maybe 6K. But it was on the side that goes away from town. The prevailing winds took it away from town. So I'm on the Jasper Volunteer Fire Department, where I was for the event. Still part of it, but yeah. So I was here for the whole event, not 4 days, but 2.5. Actually, 2 hours, less than 48 hours from lightning strikes to fire engulfing town, or engulfing sections of town. But we trained for it. I was hoping my house was close enough to the fire department and far enough in town not to worry. But my house, I did lose my house and all my bikes. I figured where my house was, and with how we were supposed to come into town, I guess, and the fact that I really had better things to do. They are just things. I worried about them, but I didn't really worry about my bikes. And unfortunately, yeah, I did not save a single one of my 6 bicycles. I had Cervelo P3 from 2018, I believe. It was still rim brakes. I think I made a video on that one. Then I had a 2016, no, Tarmac SL6, or S-Works SL6. Then I had Trek Alpha from 2010. I had a Jake the Snake and a Major Jake from, so those are Konas, from both from 2019. And then I just acquired a 2015 Super Jake, which I bought because it's a beautiful frame. Was a beautiful frame. And it was substantially lighter than the bikes I was racing on. But it was more so, to me it was a piece of art. And so I didn't save a single one of those bikes. And yeah, that fire was something else. It was 300-foot tall flames, 120 kilometer an hour winds, so that'd be, I don't know, 80 miles per hour, 85 miles per hour winds. My street, there was a pretty big jump in between me, or my neighbors in the back alley, to, you know, their front door neighbors, I guess, across the street, and watch the fire go almost horizontal, 75 feet across the road, and then lick up through the softening and catch the joist on fire. We lost 352 structures, and approximately 300 of those were hoses. There was nothing we could do. We don't have the water supply like a big city would. If we had 4 trucks run off our hydrants, we could get something like 12, 14 hours out of the reservoir. Maybe 16. I'm not exactly sure on that number, but so fire, yeah, hoses start catching on fire about 5 o'clock-ish, 5 p.m. and we started running dry 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock in the morning on the west end of town, which was the most heavily affected area, and we had 9 trucks from 5 p.m. till probably 10. And then we had more show up as the night went on. But yeah, and then we had almost 40 different municipalities sent aid. Pretty amazing to see. We're right on the BC border, and the way things are set up, technically you're not supposed to go across the provinces, but we still had Belmont, McBride. Someone said Prince George, which is like 5 hours away on the BC side. Can't really see that because we lost a member before the fire to Prince George, and if Prince George came or even sent a truck, he would have been on it. But so I have one of my old bikes, one of my old frames in my shop. Not going to be able to repair this one, but all but one of the other bikes at my house were carbon. So I had out of 6 bikes, 4 of them were carbon, and well, this is the Jake the Snake, which was aluminum frame, and it's got a carbon fork, and this was about 10 feet away from the house, close to our fire pit, which looks just fine because it's designed for fire. So that's front and back wheel. There's my carbon fork, all exploded. Yeah, not gonna be able to repair that, guys. Weird thing is you can still read SRAM on the driller. And where is it? The cool stop pad I got in there. Doesn't look too bad. This one you can even see it's orange. And then one of the, I guess, coolest thing is I'll maybe send this to Kona, but you can still read Kona 30 years. The pedals, the Crank Brother candy pedals, candy shoes, they are a little rough, but I might be able to take them apart and fix them, maybe repair them. This bike is a steel frame, and I've been meaning to put new tires and tubes and all that on it. They don't need a lot more work. I'm gonna have to, well actually, the frame won't be able to get fixed, but this one's gonna be interesting to fix. The fire was hot enough to melt all the brazing on a steel frame bike. The rest of my bikes, when I went through my room, were just sheets of carbon. I had another fire crew help me go through the basement of my house, and that's what we found were sheets of carbon, and they had no idea what it was and how that black paper survived. It's carbon fiber. That's why it's already burnt. But luckily my shop survived, but we're breaking in it right before the fire. So I lost $5,000–6,000 in tools. But one thing that they didn't take, one thing I forgot about till today, was one thing specialized I still have. I don't know why I brought it here, but yeah, it's here. Probably my next video I'm gonna make is I don't know if I've even shared anything about this, but I plan on starting to build my own frames. And I started this a while ago. Unfortunately, most of the pieces that were going to go on this bike were still in my room. Luckily, my tools, my roommate, the woman that owns the house, she actually moved all her rental bikes into the garage and asked me to move my bike tools out of the garage, and I still have those. I've only lost the ones that were on the bike, and yeah. But yeah, so yeah, pretty bummer video. I don't know. I still don't know where I stand now. It's almost November. I'm not gonna say I don't have PTSD, but it's definitely feeling better about this than I thought I would. Kind of looking at this as more of an end of an era. Right now, I don't have money to afford any of these bikes, and I found out my insurance wasn't renewed right before the fire, so it expired just like May, like end May it expired. So all my bikes that I had separately insured for 6-7 years now, insurance ran out right before I needed it, so that sucks, but it is what it is. Shit fucking happens. Sorry YouTube. But yeah, no more nice bikes for a while. Well, sorry for the bummer video, but I should probably get back to work. I'll make another video when I start building up this steel frame. I'll go more into that. Okay, thanks for watching.